Hi everybody, this is Bogus Reviews, and today, in honor of Captain America Brave New World hitting theaters, I'm going to be doing a review on the Brave New World Captain America and Red Hulk Marvel Legends figures. So before we take a look at Red Hulk, let's go ahead and take a look at Captain America and his accessories. So first up, he comes with a set of open hands. I believe these are reused from the Sam and Steve Captain America 2-pack. Up next, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with his shield, and it's detailed very nicely. I love the metallic paint that's used for the whole thing. That looks really good. This has a clip that attaches to his wrist with a peg on the back. The last Captain America MCU figure I have actually had straps that you slid his arm through. Up next, you get his backpack without the wings, and if you move the shield like that, then you can actually attach it back here. There. It's a bit of a tight fit, but it actually pegs in there very nicely, and that actually looks really cool on him. I'm glad that you can actually attach the shield on this one. Up next, you get Red Wing. This is the same exact sculpt as on the Disney Plus version. I think the colors are the same. I couldn't find mine to compare it to, but you get some metallic red and blue touches right there. You do get a peg hole on the bottom for the clear flight piece that was supposed to attach back here, but Hasbro didn't include that. I really thought I missed it when I was unboxing it, because the previous version actually had that. You could actually peg it into the backpack. But yeah, you don't get that with this one. Up next, he comes with his wings, and these are very large. These are actually bigger than the previous version. And man, these look really good. The paint is a lot better on them than the previous version. It just looks really good. And of course, on the back here, you still have the peg hole for his shield. It is a little loose. You can see when I'm trying to move the wings, they're really tight in these ratchet joints that the whole thing's wanting to move. So aside from that, I think these look really good. Here the previous Captain America figure's wings are next to the new one, and you can see how much larger they are. You get two new middle sections right here that extend them. And as I said, I like the collars better. They're a lot more vibrant on the new one. I was actually surprised. I really thought Hasbro just repurposed these wings, but nope, this is only 3 pieces and this is 4. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool that Hasbro actually made some new pieces for the wings there. And finally, he comes with his flight helmet, and I think this has some really good sculpt detail to it. I love the translucent red plastic used here for the goggles. I just wish the color would have been matched up a little better. It is a bright, really glossy plastic. I wish it would have been more of a flat, darker blue like this. And the silver paint is kind of haphazardly put on. You can see a lot of blue showing through right here, and the silver started missing its mark and going outside of the lines. So while I do think this has a cool sculpt, the paint is really flawed on it. And it's also really tough to get this head on. It is so much tighter than the regular head. It felt like I was going to snap the joint trying to get this on. So that is unfortunate. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the regular head sculpt. So taking a look at the standard head sculpt, I think this is a spectacular likeness of Anthony Mackie. I think Hasbro's always done a really good job on his likeness, even without the print tech. But yeah, I think this one looks just like him. They always do a really good job on his likeness. And taking a look at the suit, it has some really awesome sculpt detail to it. All the little textures and everything that's on it looks really good. I like how it's a combination of his MCU Captain America outfit and Steve's Winter Soldier outfit. I like how they kind of mashed up those two designs into each other. I think that looks really good. This actually has a bunch of brand new sculpted parts to it. I really thought there'd be more reuse. The only reuse that I can tell is from the knees down. It reuses the old Captain America figure. But the arms and everything has all brand new sculpt to it. I actually thought the middle section right here was reused. But you can see that the line on the old one runs down the middle of the red stripe, and it runs down the outside of this one. So yeah, even that's brand new. On the belt was reused. But everything else on this is all brand new parts, and I'm really happy with that. As I said, you get a bunch of really cool sculpted textures. You can really tell on the legs that texturing that they did, and that looks really good. All of the silver detailing and gray details on his suit came out really clean. The paint on this is a lot better than the helmet. That's really the only flaw with this. So yeah, I think this figure looks really good. You get a bunch of brand new sculpted parts, it's painted really well, and a really good likeness of Anthony Mackie. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball hinge head that can look up that far. He can look down very slightly. He can move his head side to side very nicely. He has shoulders that can only move out that far. I definitely wish we got some more range of motion there from the shoulders. He has swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows that can only bend in that far, swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can move back that far and forward very slightly. He has a swivel waist, ball jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward very, very far and back really nicely. He has a swivel at the thigh, double jointed knees that can only move back that far before it hits on the boot there, and ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, and a nice ankle rocker. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at Red Hulk and his accessories. I just about forgot to do the articulation with the wings attached. I just about forgot to do those. So with the wings on, they are ratcheted, but they will move up all the way. They will move down all the way. As I said, the backpack is a little loose, so you will have to hold it while you're moving it. But they can move down all the way. Well, this can actually move down a little more, which is more articulation than the previous wings had. And I also wanted to mention that I misspoke about the wings. They are all brand new parts. The only thing that I can see that's reused is actually the backpack. But yeah, every section of this is brand new sculpted parts. And you get articulation at each point of the wings right here. One thing that I really love about this is you can actually get this in a pose like he does in the shows and movies with his wings like that. So yeah, the articulation, everything is better on these wings than on the previous one. The previous one was the Build-A-Wings from the Disney Plus wave. So yeah, Hasbro did a really good job on the articulation on these. It really surprised me how much better these are than the previous ones. So first up, Red Hulk comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with this moderately annoyed head sculpt. And this looks nothing like Harrison Ford. I'm going to assume this is based on concept art before they knew who the actor that was playing Red Hulk was going to be. Because this looks absolutely nothing like him. They didn't even get the gray on the temples right. You do get a little bit of shading around the eyes, and it looks like there might be a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow printed around the mouth there. But yeah, this almost just looks like a red Mark Ruffalo, honestly. The sad thing about this is the popcorn buckets from Regal. It actually looks like Harrison Ford. Like, I think it's a spitting image of him as Red Hulk. But yeah, the deluxe Marvel Legends figure couldn't get that right. And finally, you get his angry head sculpt. And again, doesn't look like Harrison Ford. I feel like you could honestly use this as a comic Red Hulk because it looks nothing like the movie in my opinion. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of Red Hulk. So taking a look at the rest of Red Hulk, I think the body is really, really glossy. Like, you can see how glossy he is. I just feel like he looks kind of cheap, honestly. I wish he would have had some shading like that's around his eyes right here, over top of the muscles. I think that would have looked really good. Instead, you get this really noticeable, super light red color. You get it on his abs, on his bicep, or his shoulders right here. I don't even see it on the right side, but you can see it on the left side here. You can see that perfect line where they did it. So yeah, I'm not sure what their thought process behind the paint on this is, because that just looks really weird. I also feel like the chest hair could have been painted on better. I think it would have been better to print it on, because it's just too, I don't know, it's too dark or something. It just looks very funny to me. I thought that this reused some parts from the Smart Hulk Build-A-Figure, but it looks like everything is actually brand new. You can see that the torso is different, so is the lower torso here. They don't even use the same arms because the veins are in entirely different spots. I definitely wish we would have gotten a texturing similar to this on this new Red Hulk. You do get a texturing to the skin, but it's very subtle. I just really like the way that Hasbro sculpted this one. I think it looks really good. So yeah, the only thing that I think might be reused on this are the feet. I definitely think they should have at least reused from the knees down, because in the movie, the bottoms of Red Hulk's pants are shredded like this. So it's really weird that they decided to give him these kind of like yoga pants. I don't know what these are. But yeah, it would have been really cool if they would have used these, because that would have been more accurate to the film. As I said, you get a very slight texturing to his skin. The veins are sculpted really nicely. Would have been cool to get some paint variation to them. You get some really cool texturing to the pants. But I feel like this piece right here is a different color than his legs. It's a lighter color. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a lighter color than the rest of his pants. And that just looks really weird to me. So that's about all to go over with this Red Hulk. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed neck that can look up very slightly, down just a little bit more. He can move his head side to side and all the way around, since it is that double ball peg. He has shoulders that can only move out that far. Just like with Captain America, I wish they could move out a little more. He has a very slight bicep swivel. The plastic almost feels like it's going to chew up the shoulder joint right here if you move it too much. It feels really close to scraping the shoulder joint here. He has double jointed elbows that can only bend in that far, swivel wrists that can move side to side, and the up and down movement is really hindered. It feels really crunchy. He has a ball-jointed diaphragm that can move back all the way. He can barely move forward. That's some horrible range of motion there. I really wish he could move forward more. He also doesn't really move side to side up here either. I might have to heat it up and sand the joint down, because this just doesn't want to move. He has a swivel waist, but you can hear how clicky it is. It clicks a lot. It almost feels ratcheted, that joint. He has ball-jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can barely kick forward. He can kick back a little more. He has a swivel at the thigh, double-jointed knees that can only move back that far, ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, and a nice ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here they are next to the Falcon and Winter Soldier Captain America figure. Here they are next to Bucky. Here they are next to Smart Hulk. And finally, there they are next to Captain America. I just now realized now that I grabbed this one was not the Winter Soldier version that I intended on doing for size comparisons. So overall, I think Hasbro did a really good job on Captain America in particular. He is definitely my favorite out of these two. The likeness to Anthony Mackie is great. You get a bunch of accessories. The wings are big. I just feel like you get a really good value for him. And even though Red Hulk is all new parts, the likeness not looking like Harrison Ford really kills the figure for me. Like I said, I feel like you could honestly just pass this off as a comic figure because it looks nothing like what we got in the movie. So I would recommend picking Captain America up. If Walmart happens to run these on sale again, which is where I got both of these, then I would recommend picking both of them up because I think they were like $16 each. So yeah, if you find these on the app again on sale, definitely pick them both up. But unless you plan on buying them at full price, only get Captain America. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.